Hey y'all, welcome to the Texas State Capitol, located at 1100 Congress Avenue in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, which happens to be right behind you. Construction of the building you see here was completed in 1888 after almost 6 years of continuous work. Now if you look all the way up to the top of the Capitol's dome, you'll see the statue, Goddess of Liberty, watching over this great state, holding a Texas star in her left hand. And that star up there, star makes this fine building 14 feet taller than the capital of our glorious nation in Washington, D.C. When the Capitol was first constructed, it housed all three branches of the state government, the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch, as well as all state departments and agencies. Now, Texas has grown quite a bit since then. These days, you'll only find members of the Secretary of State, the House of Representatives, and the State Senate, along with a few smaller agencies and departments. And, of course, the occasional Segway tour. A lot sure has changed in almost 130 years, but the Capitol is still home to the majority of all state government action. If you take a look around yourself, you'll see what's referred to as the Capitol grounds. You'll also get your first glimpse of what is called the Capitol Extension. More on that later. These grounds are an official state park dedicated to the fine people of Texas and open all year for y'all's enjoyment. You can also see the Supreme Court building just to the right of the Capitol, as well as a few other office buildings housing some of those smaller agencies and departments we talked about just a minute ago. Welcome to the Grand Rotunda, the center of all action. Why don't y'all take a look around? Below you will see the Seal of Nations, a tribute to all 6 sovereign nations that at one time have governed over the great state of Texas: Spain, France, Mexico, the Republic of Texas, the Confederate States of America, and of course the United States of America herself. Now if you look up, 218 feet above you is the top of the Capitol dome. In the middle, you will find a giant 8-foot metal star with the letters T, E, X, A, and S surrounding it. A true Texas star indeed. Welcome to the top of the rotunda. Be careful not to slip now, it's a long ways down. From up here on the 4th floor, you can get quite the sense of how big this grand rotunda really is, as well as get a better look at that star on the ceiling we were just talking about. This is the last floor open to the public these days, as safety and accessibility concerns shut the dome down many years ago. This is also a great spot to get a top-notch view of all the fine art adorning the walls of the Grand Rotunda. All the portraits you see hanging here are of either past presidents of the Republic of Texas or Texas state governors. Here in the north wing of the Capitol, you can find the Legislative Library, historic portraits of important Texas government officials, and one of the many large skylights found throughout the building. The library below you is home to over 49,000 titles and 135,000 volumes of different books, journals, and bills dating back as far as 1850. Today, the library serves as a valuable resource to both state lawmakers and the public. If you look closely, you can even make out the original glass floor tiles that still make up sections of the library floor. Welcome to the Texas State Capitol Extension. Back in the mid-80s and 90s, there was a pretty big problem with overcrowding in the Capitol. So state lawmakers decided it was a good idea to make room for a few more folks. Finished in 1993 and costing more than $75 million, this section of the building added 650,000 square feet of new space, nearly doubling the size of the original structure. Located here, you will find House and Senate member offices, the governor's staff, hearing rooms, a bookstore, an auditorium, and even a cafeteria if you fancy a bite to eat. And don't forget to check out the unique view of the Capitol dome through the skylight above you. Smack dab in the middle of the extension, we find ourselves in another rotunda, only this time we're outside and underground. This open-air structure is part of what's called the Capitol's light court system. While designing the extension, engineers worked diligently to come up with a plan that didn't block northern views from the Capitol's main structure, but they also didn't want the folks working here to feel as if they were underground. which they very much are. So, using light courts and this open-air rotunda, staff members officed here get as much natural light and fresh air as they could ask for. Well, folks, that about sums up your tour for the day, but y'all feel free to come back as often as you like. We'll surely be here. Bye-bye.